Alright, budget homestead number 12. We're in real time now. Those last 11 videos that we posted were made since we've been on the property, which has been about a year and 3 months, something like that. So we accomplished quite a bit, and the reason we didn't post them like one after another is because our internet service is kind of shaky, but we were able to figure out a way to post them. So now hopefully we'll keep up in time. So yeah, we've been at the property for a year, like 3 months, and so it's been going good. It's definitely it's a challenge, but and it's definitely hard work. Very physical for a lot of stuff. Where I was employed before was it's a physical job, but so is this. And you got to enjoy it. Like my last employment, I dug what I did, but you really got to you got to dig what you like doing. That otherwise why do it? But it's really it's a good thing, and the payoff is is great. So yeah, this is just like an update of what we've done and where we're going with the future. What we plan to do next is, in fact, I'm putting up fence posts now, is an area down the property, and build another shelter for animals, just kind of like the pigs. But this one will be for a Jersey cow or Nubian goats. I'd like to do both. But I really like to get a Jersey, because of her milk, and everything you can make with it, butter, cheese, and all that. But also to impregnate her with like a meat cow, so we can have that, so we can have that meat, that source of meat. So anyway, that's our plans for that, and that's kind of what we're moving ahead on. Some things I would have probably done different so far is I might have, I don't want to, but it would have been a sustainable thing to somewhere up high on the property is harvest some of these trees, selective harvest some of them and mill them up and use that lumber for building, because the cost of material is just a killer. I mean, that just ate up basically all our funds on that is just material. So that would have been a sustainable thing if I was to harvest that. In fact, I still am planning to harvest some, and it would be the siding for that building I built, the shop, and future mother-brother house, and some decking and some fencing, with the redwood. So that's one thing I definitely would have done, from the get-go. But shit, all the everything, it's just a learning curve. So yeah, on that, so that's where we would have done the rabbits. Well, in fact, we'll make a video on the rabbits. We just did breed them, and I think the females might already be pregnant from the buck. But we'll try breed them again, because if you put them in, I think if they're pregnant, they won't breed. So we'll make a video of that, see how that goes. The chickens, man, they're really giving us some eggs. In fact, these are the kind of eggs. They're brown eggs, and even though it's winter right now, it's the beginning of January, 2014, so it is the new year, and they're in molt right now. Their feathers, losing their feathers. But they're still giving us eggs. I leave the light on at night for a couple extra hours, so we're still getting about 2 dozen eggs a day. We have 27 hens and 3 roosters. And then what I've also been doing with the eggs is I collect them, and I got an incubator, and with a heater in there, and it's got a little turner. So what I do is I put the eggs in there, and then shit, like in 2 weeks, you candle them, and then they hatch. So you got new chickens, and what I've been doing on those is selling the hens to advertise on Craigslist and sell the hens. You get about $4 a hen, but if you sell a few, it pays for some food and other supplies you might need. Oh yeah, that reminds me. The food for the animals, it takes a lot of food, and that's another thing we're going to be looking forward in the future is you know, with the gardens going, when it's growing season, right now it's, you know, it's dead winter, so there's not much coming in on the gardens. But, you know, they get a lot of feed that way, and so do the pigs and the rabbits. But, you know, when that's not coming in, you gotta, you know, buy in feed, especially when the pigs, man, they're growing fast. We'll take a look at them in a second. But I wanna do some more gardens where it's like wheat, you know, oats, barley, something like that, and different corns to get them so the feed can be growing here and then feed the animals. So that's one thing I'm going to be looking into this coming year. So, you know, that definitely, you know, has got to happen to keep the price down, because, you know, feed is costly. But anyway, that's what's going on with the chickens. Dog's really good with the chickens. I mean, he just likes their feed. Come on, here we go. So we'll go down and visit the pigs. We'll take them some food. Feed them about twice a day, and they are growing. Man, they're growing big, and they are. You know, at first I was worried about the sow, but man, she's really cool. I mean, they're all friendly. They're all really warmed up for us. I think they were just nervous when we made that video, but I mean, they're really, you know, they're animals, you know, and all these animals, you know, they're not pets. They are for food for the table. But there's no reason, Cole, there's no reason that, you know, we can't treat, you know, the animals, give them a good life and not be mean to them, even though they're going to the dinner table. So they do get a good life, and, you know, spoil them, because, you know, the price of good food, you got to pay for good food, and that's what it's about, you know. So we'll come down here and, so you can see how big they are. This is Big Mama here. You can see how big she's gotten. But I mean, they're really cool, and they are. You know what? They are. They love to eat, man. Yeah, they're smart as hell too. I mean, when we finally did let them out into this area, you can see how they tear it up and they eat all the roots and stuff in the ground. Fuck, they're smart as hell. I mean, they find a way out, they get out. You fix that area, they find another one, they get out. Finally, I had to you know, get enough boards up, or rails, more posts. Nathan, more posts to keep them in. I think we got them. I was even thinking about running some, you know, energized wire, electrical wire to zap them, but we seem to keep them in. But shit, they're smart as hell, and they could be stubborn as hell too, trying to get them back in. And but she's like the boss of her two brothers. And you know what? I did tag their ears. I bought an ear tagging thing. It's really easy to work. The reason being is because they did get out one time. They were down on the road, and that was a bitch to get them back. So these pigs look like, we get a lot of wild pigs around here, and they're similar to that. So I didn't want, you know, them getting off and then someone seeing them and then, you know, taking a shot thinking they got a wild pig. So that's why I did, you know, do their ears. See how she takes over? But that, man, they're really entertaining to watch. There ain't nothing in there. Another thing we need to look forward to. Hey! Was that Gomez or Fester?
It's Gomez.
Is filling up the pantries more. You know, we preserved our vegetables, but we didn't jar any. So we're looking into getting a pressure cooker, jarring next season to fill our pantry, so we have, you know, a good stock of food in the pantry rather than just the freezer. So that's another thing we're looking into to the future. Anyway, so that's kind of where we're at. Books I'm reading right now is Raising Goats and The Family Cow, which I just started reading. It's a really fucking good book, man. The guy writing it, I forget his name, but man, it's really good. In fact, those how-to books, I dig those. Even a while back, I picked up an old hippie guy, hitchhiking. That's the way of travel around here, because you know there's not much public transportation, so a lot of people hitch it. But older guy, and he had a lot of cool shit to say. But one of the things he was telling me, I guess he was a writer, or a poet, or some shit like that. But he was saying that those self-help books and shit like that is the biggest selling on the market right now. I think he was kind of disappointed in that, but anyway, I dig those books. But yeah, the one on family cow is really cool. So that's where we're heading out, is get the dairy going and get some areas where we can grow some more sustainable food for these guys, and then harvest some trees for lumber, and we'll do videos on those too. So shit, man, I think that's it. All right.